Hello, Sourcefed! Have I told you lately that I love you? Because I don't. I mean, I enjoy Sourcefed. I enjoy it very much. I've subscribed and everything, but I don't know you well enough to love you. But I love it when you choose great movies like Clue. Been a while since you chose a good movie, and you're about due. Yeah, thank you for finally choosing an awesome movie like Clue. One of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites. Really. Now, that said, let's explain why this is one of the greatest movies ever made. Awesome is that it's a wonderful genre mixture of murder mystery and comedy. You'd never think those two would fit, would you? I mean, it's the slapstick kind of comedy. It's the silly kind of comedy, which is not really my favorite kind of comedy, but it works for the sake of this. I mean, it's the high drama of someone's been murdered, and it's the high drama of everyone's a suspect. So it all works. It all just fits together so perfectly. The sheer simplicity of how well this movie works is a tribute to its genius, really. It's all in one location, just a mansion. It's a beautifully colorful cast. I mean, the cast is as colorful as their freaking names are. And, brilliant performances by pretty much everyone. I would say my favorite performances, though, would be Madeline Kahn and Tim Curry. They both do an excellent job. Everyone does a great job. I can't think of one bad performance in this film. It's written like a good murder mystery. It is, in that everyone has equal motive, everyone's motive is explained, everything is set up, but then the suspense is set up too when people start getting murdered. And, and then more people get murdered, and then more people get murdered, and then more people get murdered, And so you start with a fairly large cast, and then just dwindles down until you have nothing but suspects left. So, oh my gosh, so many reasons to love this movie and to enjoy this movie. But if I had to pick a favorite moment of this movie, it would be the ending. The ending was brilliantly done because the ending has as much fun with whodunit as the entire film does with how are we going to get out of this? There's a killer in the house. It could be any one of us. Every one of us had a reason, And the great part about the ending is that it shows just how interchangeable the suspects are. Because a good mystery keeps you guessing. A good mystery at the end makes you think, wow, it could be anyone. And this movie is exactly the same. It does it exactly like that, and it does it perfectly. At the end of the movie, it could be anyone. And then if you've seen all three endings, it could be anyone, And when this movie was released, this is before the age of the internet. This is before the age that you could, post spoilers to the entire freaking world so that everyone could just, read the script before the movie came out, This was back in the 80s when no one had any of that. It was all just word of mouth. People would walk out of Clue and say, wow, I didn't think Mrs. Peacock did it. It wasn't Miss Peacock, it was Scarlet. And then eventually, by word of mouth, people compared notes and found out that there's multiple endings to this. And it's the third ending that makes the most sense. That's the best part, too, is that there is one ending that makes sense, and that's the ending that just says, everyone's guilty, everyone's a murderer, good night. And that's a brilliant ending, too. That's the best ending of it all, because I didn't see this movie when it was in the theaters. I just heard a lot about it, but when I finally got around to seeing this movie, I saw it on VHS, which had all three endings on it. So you see just how much fun they had shooting three different endings and fooling the entire nation with who done it. Well, who actually done it? Well, and you realize anyone could have. All these endings that are interchangeable. They could have shot three more endings, and they all would have worked. They all would have made as much sense, But the one that makes the most is the one where everyone's a murderer, everyone's guilty, and and the last line of the film, I'm going home to sleep with my wife. What? You were lying! Oh my god! That's a great ending too. So I recommend this movie to pretty much anyone. It's one of my favorites, so I have no reason not to recommend it. I always enjoy watching this movie. I have so much fun with it. I have fun showing it to friends, watching it with friends. I have fun watching it by myself. I've enjoyed this movie ever since I saw it for the first time. So, thank you again for choosing a great movie, Sourcefed Movie Club. Keep on choosing great movies, and if you do, I'll see you next time on Sourcefed Movie Club.